Hello, hello. Hey guys, what's up? It's a me. Oh god, I'm not there. Oh my god, that's why I'm not there. There I am. Hey guys, it's me. It's Andy. Decade Andy here. Moonbase 2 podcast. Obviously, it's a news week, so I'm on my own. Let me change. Ravage carrying Soundwave. He did that last week. He doesn't need to keep carrying him every week. That'd be crazy. Let's do this one. I like this one. There we go. Don't worry about the space bridge. It doesn't have dead bodies in it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's oh, I should get this screen up as well. And that. And where is the website? There it is. Beep. Full on professional production as ever with the Moon Poop 2 Poopcast. We are prepared. We are ready. Just me, as I say. Where's the music? Just getting everything sorted. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're all ready for Moonbase 2. There's news to talk about, new figures and all that good stuff. I'll also, I guess, briefly talk about today on the show what the plan will be for once effectively we've caught up with all of the toy ranges from Hasbro, which me and Big D are getting very, very close to being all caught up. Because I'm not gonna obviously talk about Age of the Primes because it's still ongoing, and it seems somewhat redundant to talk about the last series of toys as well. So I don't know exactly where we'll end. We might end on. Fuck, where's a good place to stop? Kingdom. Kingdom might be a solid place. I'll talk about it on the show. Okay. Music time, and then we'll poop. Okay.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Welcome to the Moon Poop 2 Poopcast for the poop month of January. Well, February. It's February now. I almost said it was January. It's not. For it is the 1st of February, the weird month with the weird amount of days in it sometimes, some years, every year, some years. We're going to be talking about Transformers this week. I know, it's a bit different from the usual weeks that we've been doing the show for. Apparently, unless I have missed or skipped episodes, 873 episodes. Not including everything we've done, of course. That's 1 or 2 episodes. We're going to be talking about the news, catching up on 2 weeks worth of news, and I'll be talking about future plans for Moonbase 2, since me and Big D are almost caught up with the toy lines. As I was saying in the pre-show, very, very briefly in the pre-show, the idea will be to cover something else, because we're going to run out of toy lines soon. I probably will be stopping the toy line discussion around Kingdom, is what I said to the chat, and because no one was there to say, no, Andy, you should keep going, even though there's not much more to go after Kingdom. So we'll probably get up to Kingdom and then be like, okay, we can't talk about the toy lines anymore because obviously we're getting close to Age of the Primes and current year, and it's no point talking about Age of the Primes as it's not done. And then what happens? You can't cover a toy line when you have half a toy line. That's crazy. So the idea will be, because I want to do this, because of one of the purchases that I made this week, me and Gruffy will be talking about Gundam The Origin, the manga. I picked up the first volume this week or last week at some point. I really enjoyed reading it. It's a great read. Gruff knows next to nothing about Gundam. I'll be saying this on the show where we do the show with him, obviously, so it'll be a repeat for when we get to it. His touching of Gundam seems to only have been once in 1996 when he maybe bought a no-grade 1/144 scale Epion. Maybe. I showed him a picture of what Epion looks like, and he said, and the way I kind of plumbed it down to was, it's 1996. Woolworths have model kits, which is weird in itself. It has to be Wing, and his description was purple, Now, Epion's not purple, obviously, but it's close enough to being purple that if that's all you remember, it's purple with wings. Okay. So he knows next to nothing about Gundam. I thought like going through the Origin manga would be a good idea because it's yeah, there's a few volumes there. I have the first physical one. I obviously want to buy the rest, but they're expensive, so I'm not going to be getting all of them in one go. But I thought that could be quite fun. Get his interpretation of the 79 story, but tweaked a bit to be a bit more in depth and stuff, and see how he finds it. See if I can get him interested in at least the idea and the setting, until obviously all the new type magic kind of crops in. But let's not worry about that. That's a future Andy problem. The way we'll probably be doing it is to make life easier on him. We'll probably pre-record the show and then we will stream it. So if I'll be streaming it more than likely, and then you can look at how things are going. And if you have any questions, I can pause the recording as it's going on and go and talk to you, the chat. There we go. That'll be the idea. But anyway, we have news to talk about this week. We're kicking off with the Kujikuli, quote unquote, maybe lottery. It's the new G1 Transformers merchandise. So this is a Japanese. It's not my spelling. It is the website spelling. An Japanese website. Kujiko.com, an online store specializing in anime goods and whatnot. So Transformers is there. They've got new exclusive G1 merchandise. They've got new G1 merchandise. There are several new Transformer items which are offered via a lottery. So to get these things, you have to pay a ticket price of about $4.98, which is about, let's just say $5, with a sales period from 12 on the 28th of January, so midnight January. It doesn't say AM or PM, so it does say 12, so it doesn't really matter. It's up now. Doesn't matter. It's up now. To the okay, so it must be 12 in the afternoon because it ends on the 1st of March, so next month at 1 minute to midnight on the 1st of March. So that finishes on the 2nd of March, I guess, technically. So these are the things you could win. You've got an S prize, a prize, B, C, and D prize. The S prize, I assume, is the top tier, if we're going by Devil May Cry combo style meter. A cushion cover, 3 different types of designs with an Optimus Prime and Megatron. Optimus Prime, comma, Megatron head, comma. So Optimus Prime isn't a head. Comma, and I don't think that's grammatically correct. And a Sakura Optimus Prime, 2% chance of winning. So if you're good at your gacha, this might be for you. The A prize is going to be a big acrylic stand, 3 different designs with Metroplex, Triptychon, and Predaking, 8% chance of winning. The B prize is going to be a G1 scene acrylic stand, 7 scenes. You got a 16% chance of winning. Oh, that could be quite... We'll have a look at the items. But from the sounds of things, if you like taking photos with your toys, that might work well. But again, we'll have a look at them. And it may or may not tell us how big they are. But that could be potentially quite cool. Number C is an acrylic charm. 10 characters. 32% chance of winning. Who are the characters? Hopefully the image will tell us. And the D prize, the big old D prize, is going to be a tin badge. 10 characters. Again, I guess we'll find out who it is. 42% chance of winning. So it's likely you're going to get a lot of pins or tin badges. Plus a bonus prize for every 5 tickets purchased. You will receive 1 random sticker as a present. Oh, and there are 4 types of presents. My God. Okay, let's have a look at these things. So the Optimus Prime cushion. Oh, it is an Optimus Prime head. It does not say how big this thing is, but it's a black and white Optimus head who looks quite mean on a red pillow. Okay, a Megatron one on a purple pillow with a cool design. Another pillow with a neat design. Oh, these are the acrylic stands with Metroplex. It's okay. It's not G1 box art. I don't know who the artist is who did these, but Triptychon one's kind of cool. Predator King one's kind of cool. The B prize. Oh, okay. Okay, these are not, the acrylic scenes are not as cool as I thought. So the images they show are for some reason from, oh, what's it called? Is it called like City of Fear? It's the one where Optimus Prime gets blown up and turned into a crocodile. So there's an acrylic stand. At least again, I'm not sure if these are. There are lots of different acrylic stands from lots of different episodes, but the samples we have here are Prime without his arm in the street with a fist above his head. One arm's missing. The Constructicons in the Decepticon giant base in the city shooting Optimus Prime in his truck. Optimus Prime gently cradling Megatron before he forcibly transforms him into a gun. That scene. And then the scene where Prime has him in gun mode. So it's the pre-forced transformation and the post-forced transformation. I think that's a different episode. We've got Blaster, who it's a miscolored cell because he's got a red outer head, like his little helmet's red, all red, not a little bit red, but all red, and his face is white. But then one of his cheeks, for some reason, is white. And we've got Soundwave. I think it's from the crappy episode where it's got. Is it the one with? Oh no, I don't know. I was gonna say it's the one with Carlos in, but I don't. Yeah, it might be. It might be the one with Carlos in, where Soundwave, where Blaster sticks on the big megaphones onto his hands. Might be that one. But the Soundwave look is fairly generic. Blaster is also just like almost like he's clapping, which is weird. We have not good ones from Call of the Primitives. One with Grimlock sitting down and the Predacons falling down behind him. I guess when he's just dropped into Primacron or something like that. And then Grimlock with his hands on his hips in Primacron's lair, if I remember right. We have, I guess these are two images from More Than Meets the Eye, part 1 or 2. Megatron holding up his fusion cannon after Starscream shotting him in the back. And the next acrylic one is Starscream saying, "No, please don't shoot me, Megatron," before he gets on his knees and sucks Megatron off. Next two acrylic stands are from... Ooh, is this Starscream's Brigade or Bruticus's Revenge? It is the Combaticon group together, and then the next one is Bruticus hitting a blue robot on Cybertron. Next two are shown are from Mindweave? The one in season 3 where Galvatron's crazy, so you get a shot of Galvatron looking angry, and then you have a shot of Galvatron in his weird psychiatric goo bed being talked to by a psychiatrist. Again, are these all of the ones that you can get? I don't know. I'm trying to think if I was gonna get. I mean the Optimus Prime cradling Megatron, like he's from The Bodyguard. I think a lot of girls. I'm gonna throw it out there. I think a lot of female Transformer fans would want that one specifically for their ship. Maybe some guy ones as well want it for the ship. I'm trying to think which is the coolest one. Probably the Combaticons as a group. I do like the one where Galvatron is tied to this psychiatric bed just because it's a very silly scene, and I'm not sure why anyone would go, you know, out of all the scenes from G1, we want this one. Him tied to the bed. That's the cool one we want. So the acrylic keychains we have, these are all like cheapified, it seems like. They're all little cute non-official images. So we've got a little Optimus Prime winky face, a Bumblebee who's winky face, a Jazz who I assume would be winky face, but he's got no eyes, so sad time. And wow, that's a cliff jumper right there. That is the jolliest little lad Megatron I've ever seen. Ooh, he's just a little boy. Very angry Starscream, a slightly sassy Skywarp, a very, very angry Thundercracker because he has no dog, obviously. Soundwave, who looks like he's doing a little jig. Happy Shockwave. Shockwave's probably the best one. He looks great. And then the D one, we have an Optimus Prime shot. What was D again? I don't even remember. D was, oh, these are the tin, D's the tin badges. So the tin badges are again random screenshots from G1. There's a standard Optimus Prime. There is, again, these could all be different in the actual things, I guess. There's that famous shot of Ratchet when Brawn is getting put into Ratchet and Mirage is helping him. I guess it's from that episode where Brawn's like, fuck you, Mirage, you're a traitor. There's generic Wheeljack talking nonsense, I guess. A hoist image where he's bending his gun arm onto his hip. I assume that one's from the tower where they build the tower with the Constructicons. There is, this is another one for the ladies. There's a one with Inferno cradling Red Alert in his arms. A standard Megatron shot. Standard Starscream shot. Soundwave ejaculating his cassettes everywhere. Shockwave kneeling down. Yeah, some really good ones. What's his name? Dirge flying over a stadium I don't recognize. And that's it. So these are the prizes. I'm not sure any of them are like, wow, wow, wee wah. These are very cool. But if you are addicted to gambling and you live in Japan, I guess this could be a thing that you enjoy taking part in. Maybe. I don't think there's like an actual store you could just visit and do this in, which would be kind of a shame. Let's see what the website actually has. Is it only for gambling? It's all in Japanese. I'm going to assume yes. I can't say for sure, but I'm going to assume since it's all in Japanese, it is just for that. So moving on to something a little bit more funnier. New Age Toys does something I wasn't super shocked by showing off the H71V Dixon set. So this is the Sideswipe figure in G2 color schemes. Inspired by the yellow and teal sunset deco of the unreleased G2 concept. He will include 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, a gun, a shoulder-mounted missile launcher. It is the same figure, it seems like. They've got the weird red sunset with the blue clouds and the sun over the, well, it's not over the ocean, but that on his little chest. So yeah, it's fairly interesting. They've got the yellow fade transition into the teal blue for the back of the legs as well, which looks okay. It looks okay. I'd like it a little bit harder in some places, but it's fine. Yeah, it looks okay. It's no surprise. It looks great in its vehicle mode though. I think some repro labels, like the repro labels to turn Sideswipe into the fancy, obviously the repro labeled fancier version would be cool. That's actually a thing. I mean, not that. Just thought crept into my head. Encore never did not Encore. Missing Link never did a G2 Sideswipe, did they? Of either the this version, the yellow version, nor of the G2 Sideswipe with the bandolier. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's like, oh, maybe they did. Maybe they did the black and red one. Maybe they did. But they definitely should have done this one. That would have been a great... have they done him? If they haven't done him, they should do him. If they have done him, egg on my face. Either way, if you like New Age and you don't have a Sideswipe yet, or you have a Sideswipe and you're like, but where the yellow? Here the yellow. Get you the yellow. It is the yellow. All right. Next up, we have Tan Min Space Project R Transformers Optimus Prime and Megatron. I don't know what these are. This is coming from Weibo. It's the first look at the Tam Min Space Project R Transformers, which I just said. A Chinese company, Tamim Space, which has released some officially licensed action figures before. For some reason, all of officially licensed is a hyperlink. Action figures is a hyperlink, and before is also a hyperlink, all separate. Is offering 2 new action figures of the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime and Megatron in a slight chibi form. They look detailed and good posability range. Let's click on each of the links. So we've got the official one. Oh, they did the Transformers Action Battler blind bags. Oh, these don't look great. No, they don't look good. I don't know if we've talked about them, But if you compare these to Blockies, Blockies are doing a lot better. Now, granted, these ones that they did, the action battlers aren't Chibi style, they're more G1 style, but these look to be fair, these look like some stuff that Hasbro should be putting out for like young kids. You know, they're kind of action mastery, but they're simplistic and all that jazz. You could make these for young kids, sell them relatively. Hasbro would sell them for like £12 each or something stupid, but okay. So what's the other links for action figures? Click on that one. Oh, okay, and then there's another link to the blind bag things. Okay, and before is that another one? That's just another one. Okay, fair enough. So it's from this line. These ones are slightly cheapified. Oh, they are slightly. Megatron's fusion cannon looks really, really wonky. It's like the barrel's really, really thin, but the back of it's like really fat, like it's a plunger system for an air pump system or something like that. Yeah, these are kind of Bumblebee movie-ish, I suppose. Oh, they do have screws in their elbows, so they are like not model kits, I suppose. They look, again, reasonably cheap again. I've said it again many times, I don't know why. But it doesn't look anything special. Like, for young kids, maybe these would be a nice thing, but I don't think they've got that real cool fancy factor, at least in my eyes. But yeah, if you live in China, you like to buy stuff from China land, maybe these would be nice, but I'd look at them and just go, bleh, bleh. DNA Designs have a few things out, if I've lined them all up correctly. We've got the DNA DK45, if I could read, N. Arma NP. That's a big title. Upgrade kit. This is a upgrade kit for the Generations Nemesis Prime figure, which wasn't that an exclusive? I think it was. So let me read the deets. Its release date is estimated to be May of this year. The pre-order date is going to be the 10th of February, so 9 days from now, or 8, depending on when you're listening to it. You know, whenever. Complete upgrades parts, all storable apparently. So he's going to get reinforced weapon parts, a pair of articulated hands, chest detail parts, leg height and extension parts, rear skirt armor plates, a brand new head sculpt, and sword repair parts. This is apparently designed to address the common reported breakage issue. Oh, well, alrighty then. Fairly full-ish set, I suppose. Oh, it seems like the articulated hands are for his super mode rather than for his normal Robo-Botto modo. Ah, okay. So the new head is just a standard Nemesis Prime head rather than the full blue kind of mush face. So I guess you can make them a little bit interchangeable. The leg extension parts are fine. They make them a little bit more in proportion. The new gun, again, just kind of okay for noticeable things. The super mode obviously has the articulated hand. Oh, the new gun is for like an extension onto the super mode's gun. That's what it's primarily there for. I see. And then his butt flap is just a bit more fancy. I wouldn't say it's much better. Is it different in... I can't really tell if it's different for the super mode. I can't really tell. Oh, I see. The flaps are there for covering the hands up and just making the truck mode a little bit smoother. I see. Okay. And then there's also an upgrade kit for the Minicon he comes with. Oh, it's the Minicon that's got the, I guess, has the breakage. Was that right? Let me read that. Sword repair parts. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's for the Jet Minicon, the one that has the tail fin on the back that kind of goes over his chest. Apparently, that one has breakage issues. So there's a replacement part. If you choose, you can swap it over. It's also fully blue rather than being white with blue paint over the top of part of it. So there you go. It's an okay upgrade set. It doesn't seem like it does a huge amount of heavy lifting of like changing up how the figure looks or making it way better. It's just like it's fine. It's okay. I guess if you're really desperate for Nemesis Prime Armada Super Link mode or Super mode to have like articulated fingers, that might be a thing. Replacing the breakage part for one of the Minicons, I can see that another reason. Not massive reason, maybe, depending on how rampant the breakage is. It's like, yeah, okay, all right, it's fine. Nothing crazy. DNA also are doing the DK81 Age of the Primes Alpha Trion upgrade set. This is coming out in May again, February 4th pre-order date, so very, very soon. This is all items are going to be storageable, so it's on the figure. He's going to come with cloak-styled wing set, a brand new staff weapon, a brand new feather quill accessory, a beard sculpt, a newly designed spike parts, one pair, newly designed hands, one pair, storageable, and gap filler parts, both arms and inner thighs. And I'll read the blurb of what they say here as well. So, they say, hello, DNA design fans. DK81 is developed based on the character's core visual identity, with subtle refinements made throughout the design. Without compromising the character's original presence, we aimed to achieve a highly recognizable scholar-inspired aesthetic. At the same time, we carefully preserved play value, mechanical logic, and particular storage solutions, delivering an updated kit that is truly tailored specifically for this character. Thank you all for your continued support and patience. We hope you can feel the passion and effort we poured into this design, and that this upgrade kit will make your collection even more complete and impressive. At DNA Designs, blah, 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 nonsense. Okay. So let's have a look. The before and the after. Okay, so yeah, the Alpha Trion gets more wings. Certainly. Oh, the quill looks a lot more interesting. It looks like a quill and can be... it looks like it has a peg on the bottom of it. So instead of holding it like he's a 2-year-old trying to draw something, because there's a peg in the bottom of the actual quill, it pseudo looks like he's holding it like you would do a quill. So that's nice. The beard accessory, I guess if you just want to make him look like old Alpha Trion, I guess that's what the wings are for as well, just to kind of give him the old look. The spikes are to replace his little shoulder nipples and give him actual spikes. No, they don't look super sharp or anything like that, but it does make them a little cooler looking. The wings for the robot mode seem to... I mean, they do definitely give him wings for the quote-unquote jet mode, which look a bit nicer. It makes it look a bit more like a spacecraft. Granted, I don't think you need aerodynamic wings for a spaceship, but because of the weird shape that he was, this just makes him look a little bit sleeker, a bit more dynamic. Oh yeah, look at that. The quill holding hand looks much better, to be honest. The stuff's okay. It's nothing crazy. And the gap filler is just filling gaps. Again, this feels maybe a little bit better than the Armada Prime one, just because it changes him to old Alpha Trion. And I think I could see a bit more of a market for doing that. Like, if you don't care about young Alpha Trion and you're like, I just want the Oldman Joe, well, here's the stuff to make him Oldman Joe. The staff looks quite cool as well. It's got the Matrix of Leadership plopped in there, at least the iconography. So that's okay. That's neat enough. They do have him in an action pose, and it feels weird to see like an old bearded robot in some sort of action pose. Kind of feels a little odd to see. It looks like, if I'm gonna throw out a criticism, looking at here, the way that they've pegged the mushroom pegs of the wings onto the back looks a bit awkward. It looks like it's a light blue connection. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Again, yeah, kind of a mech kit upgrade if you ask me. And then, well, chat, are you a big boy or big girl that have already purchased your big, thick, juicy RID Optimus Prime? Have you thought, man, I wish I could spend more money on it? Well, DNA Designs have you covered with the DK80 Omega Commander upgrade kit from the Hasbro Labs Omega Prime. This is going to be coming out in May. Apparently, pre-order dates are going to be from... It says pre-order deadline. I don't know if that means you have to order it by then. I doubt it, but it says pre-order deadline the 12th of February, so soon. So what do these do? Apparently, all of these parts are storageable, as usual. It has a chest repair part, so I guess if your fire convoy is fucked, there's a new piece for that. If you have to, I mean, Hasbro should be repairing that themselves, but never mind. There is then it's split into two different parts. There's God. So the first part was fire. Second part is God. So that's his super mode. So we have for God mode, we have shoulder gap fillers. We have a waist enhancement part, and we have hand back gap filler parts. And for the Omega mode, this is where most of the hoof is. So brand new articulated hands for the combined mode. Side skirt connection parts. Abdominal parts for the combined mode. And then it says a little bit in brackets. Designed to prevent lack of structural support after combination. That sounds very similar to the original figure, because that one was very wobbly. Gauntlet weapon parts. Newly designed foot grounding parts. Shoulder cannon connection parts. Ladder truck connection parts. And greatsword connection parts. Allow both rear armor panels to be secured, securely fixed. Compatible for linkage with use with the DK69 series. Nice. I don't remember what that series is. And finally, it finishes off by saying, it's important to remark that this kit is a one-time release item. Imagine it. I don't know which one it is. The production run is limited to a single batch, and no reissues or reproductions are planned. Oh, I see. Right. So because this was a HasLab thing, they're only going to do one batch of it. So if you want this upgrade kit, get it. They're never going to do it again because they're so limited. I think that's probably a good idea, to be honest, just because, again, it's not a main mass market figure. So you can't just make too many of them. There's not actually as many pieces from the giant list that I spouted. There's not as many pieces as I thought there would be, to be honest. Attach the new waist part. The new waist part seems to go in between Prime's boobs underneath his chest part. For God mode. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out what all these bits do. Reinforced parts. New waist part. Yeah, it was the waist part that was fucked up for a lot of people, if I remember, that broke stuff. I can't tell a huge amount of the stuff that's getting done here. The upgrade stuff for Ultra Magnus seems to make him taller. It looks a bit lankier. Yeah, it's hard for me to look at this and be like, oh, I can visually tell what's going on just because, there's so much. There's not a lot of bits, I would say. Is there like a side by side between the Omega Primes? Okay, there is. So the new upgrade set basically allows you to stick on more of the shit that would have been left over, it seems. I guess that's nice. So Prime's super mode chest can now be used as a shield on the side of his arm. His ladder can now be used as a baton, tonfa on the side of his other arm, so you can stick it onto the forearm of the God Prime. So I guess that's kind of nice. It seems like there are parts. I can't tell what parts they are, but there are parts that you can add to give him hip skirt armor as well. And the missile launchers that would have been, what are they? The feet for the God mode, the super mode, can be placed on the feet of the Omega mode. That's what's making him taller, and I guess giving him bigger feet to look a bit nicer as well. So this makes it a bit more interesting. The small improvements for the figure outside of the God mode, but for the God mode, this looks fairly decent. And obviously, there's a connection part at the back so you can put on. Oh, the DK69's the sword. Ah. Okay, so the Omega sword or the God sword or whatever it was called, you can store that on his back now. Cool. Okay. Again, I'd say these 3 DNA kit design things are all very much like, at least in my eyes. I look at them and go, meh. Magic Square are showing off the Magic Square toys, I should say, are showing off the MS B46SG Light of Victory, which is a repaint of their Light of Victory, which I assume is their Optimus Prime. Oh yeah, Light of Justice was their Optimus Prime figure. Light of Victory is their Shattered Glass figure, and this is the Legend scale version. I thought it might be the Masterpiece scale version, but it's the small Optimus Prime. So it is Optimus Prime, but what if Shattered Glass? So is that color on him? Is his purple and whatnot? Seems like he's got a new fucked up face, but He doesn't have the shattered window screen, which is a bit of a shame, I must say, because that's like part of the character. But it is, yeah, just a repaint. Even comes with the orange battle axe, which does Shattered Glass Optimus Prime have an orange battle axe, or did they? I can't remember offhand. Did they change the color of it? Either way, it's still a nice looking figure, even though it could have done with just a little, just smash that window screen, or that front window on Prime's titty, just smash that, and he would have been pretty solid looking. I do like the new fucked up face. That is nice. Yeah. Yolopark have shown off a few new things at a toy fair in Germany, apparently. So that's interesting. Transformers AMK series G1, Computron, and a Defensor. Now, if I remember correctly, oh yeah, it's all I have to do is read just a little bit more. So, if you're not aware, Yolopark, the AMK series are an easy to build, whatever that means, affordable model kits. I don't know what it means by easy to build, because I've not found a model kit that I have found quote unquote difficult to build. Is it just like the difference between a 3-piece jigsaw puzzle and a 1,000 jigsaw piece puzzle? Is that the idea? Because I've granted I've only built up to master grade, but then I've built real grade. At most they can get fiddly. I wouldn't ever say it's like Lego kits. It's like, oh, a 10,000 piece Lego kit is not hard to build. The only thing that makes a Lego kit hard to build is how competent the instructions were made. I kind of would say the same thing for model kits as well. Mostly. There are some parts that are just fiddly if they're really small and they have to go into a really small hole. Obviously, that makes things a bit difficult. But regardless, I imagine easy to build something in a similar vein to Blockies, right? They're quote unquote easy to build. So it says no diecast, no LEDs, different from the other AMK Pro line. With good articulation range and sculpted detail, we have our first looks at these figures who feature cartoon accurate proportions. I'll be the judge. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll be the judge of that. No, they do. They do. It seems like they do at the very least. They are in just great prototype plastic. It's hard to gauge what size they are, I suppose. But for an easy build model kit, they look competent. I can't tell if Computron has the visors for eyes or if he's got individual eyes. I imagine if they say he's cartoon accurate or like in a cartoon style, probably has the shades. That's how I remember not Defensor. That's how I remember Computron looking at the very least. But yeah, do you want a model kit of Defensor and of Computron? If the answer is yes, I'm sorry to tell you, there's there's not a lot of options for you, baby. You might have to suck it up and get these even if you don't like them, if you're gagging for them. They showed off a few other things which we're also going to be talking about. One of which is the Yolopark AMK series Beast Wars, Optimus Primal, and Dinobot. Now these things have came out earlier, but in uncolored prototype versions. These are the colored prototypes, so they're not painted, but I guess they're molded in their respective colors. So are these easy to build? Oh, no, these are easy to build ones as well. So these don't have diecast. These ones don't have lights either. And again, it doesn't really give you an idea of how tall they are. But they give us we had previously seen some updates on their gimmicks on articulation, and they look like promising figures, says the article writer here. Yeah, we saw that one. Okay. So again, easy to build model kits. Unless Primal gets a different face, I would say poo-poo. And you should never poo-poo something unless you get poo-pooed yourself. Then you can poo-poo as much as you wish. That is the modus operandi of poo-pooing. Not to poo-poo, but to poo-poo. So my issue with the Optimus Primal is his face is the masked version. Which, fuck, how often did Primal have his mask up in Beast Wars? It has to be under 5. it can't be more than 5, right? So the fact that they're showing him with the masked version, I'm like, yeah, I hope it's just a thing of they just don't have that accessory on him at the moment. Either way, he's got that smooth cartoon look to him, or like smooth CGI look to him. So there is no sculpted furry detail. There's no sculpted fur detail on him or anything like that, because obviously there wasn't for the 3D model. They show him with his weird scimitar swords. I don't know how posable he is. It looks like he'll have a decent double elbow joint, though. It might look a little bit on the ugly side, I think. Looking at the position of where the joint is here, it looks like he's going to have a big gap when you bend his elbow. There's just going to be a chunk of robot missing there. But that looks good. Dinobot looks really good as well, to be honest. He for some reason they've his sword comes in hot pink. Not quite sure why his blade is in hot pink. I imagine, and granted I could be wrong here. I imagine if anything's gonna get painted, but then why wouldn't you just do it in silver? Why wouldn't you cast it in like a silver or even the same color as this, like, his metallic robot inner thighs and whatnot? No, they did it in a hot pink for some weird reason. The sculpted detail of the dinosaur is or at least the dinosaur head and his arms, it's good. They've got the scales on there. It again is probably, yeah, it's probably one of the most coherent, smoothest looking Dinobot figures. Obviously, because a lot of the other Dinobots we've had in the past, from Masterpiece to third party, well, the few third parties that we've had, they've all had to have that thing of, well, we also have to make this thing transform somehow into a raptor, where this thing just goes, just build it. Just build the robot. We don't need to worry about any of that transforming nonsense. So yeah, this solid looking Dinobot. I hope it comes out well and it's well received and all that jazz. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the BMK yolopark series Transformer G1 figures. So these are 13 to 16 centimeter tall figures, which are taller than their AMK mini series. Which ones are they? Oh, okay. It's the one that has Rodimus Prime, Hound, Jazz, Prowl, RC, and Cliffjumper, not the easy build model kits that we were just talking about. It's another thing. The BMK is beginner model kit. Is that what the other ones were? Are they BMK? No, they were easy to build model kits. These are beginner model kits. I'm not sure what the difference is there. At least it doesn't state it here in the main story. And the first two, well, it's a new line because it says the first two characters are going to be Soundwave and Jazz. Jazzmataz. Razzie, Jazzy, Ding Dong Boyo. So is it these things? They show, there's an image of a Megatron, a Bumblebee, a Optimus Prime, etc., etc., in a blister card package where I don't think you could really qualify it as a model kit, as it has like the head separated from the body and the arms separated from the body. So I guess there's like a mix and match element to these ones where you just kind of swap around parts. I don't quite know, unless that's what they're classing as a beginner style model kit as well. Either way, I think it is. I don't know why they're saying that Soundwave and Jazz are the first, because it seems like they're further along with the Bumblebee, Prime, Starscream, and whatnot. Unless it's a different thing. It does suggest that the first two characters. Oh, I'm an idiot. The first two characters of Wave 2. I am stupid. So the characters who have already come out are the Prime, are the Mega, and these are the Wave 2 figures. So, whoa. There are blind boxed versions of the Prime and Bumblebee behind them, but I don't know why they're in blind boxes when there's blister card versions of them as well. Either way, I think it's very generous to call these model kits, as like I say, you're just popping the arms into ball joints, it seems, and the legs seem to come together. It's just what's a good analogy? What figure? No, I was gonna say the crash test dummies, but the crash test dummies had the gimmick where you push the chest and they explode, rather than coming in a package with their limbs all pulled off. This is the kind of stuff I used to do with my Beast Wars figures, like when I was a kid. Like, because obviously that was the era of the ball joint. For battle damage, I would pull off an arm and be like, "Oh, my arm's been blown off." It seems like the company here of yolopark has just done that for the kids, straight off the back, not the pack, the back. But in terms of like how Jazz and Soundwave look, yeah, they look fine. They're great prototypes, so Soundwave's head looks maybe a bit soft. It's been smoothed out. I guess maybe Soundwave's head design was maybe a tad too pointy for kids. Not entirely sure, but okie dokie. Takara Tomy, I suppose just Takara, show off the Transformers Overgear Ironhide and Blackout. We've got new images and line details. Now, we talked about these. I'll just say last year. I'll just say last year. Sometime last year, I talked about these things. I don't remember exactly when, but I did. I remember talking about the great prototypes. And now we have black prototypes, which is really disappointing. Because I think with color, these things could look really interesting, and they're just black and gray and white highlight detail. So they look really boring, at least to me. Let me read the blurbo. So in addition, we also have information of the general what's upcoming. Okay, so this is the thing. 13th February is the T-Spark live stream, rather than the T-Spark live dead stream, which is the one I'm always invited to, not being alive, of course. According to the interview, the series can be seen as a spiritual successor to Binaltech. Interesting. Okay. Continue, I suppose. The Decepticon transforms into... The Decepticons, plural, Andy, transform into modern weapons, while the Autobots transform into heavily modified older vehicles. Oh. Transformers Overgear series, OG01 Ironhide and OG02 Blackout. Pre-orders begin the 13th of February, which is a Friday. I don't know why that's important. And scheduled release for October of this year. So if you want these figures, I guess you can pre-order them sometime soon, and they'll be coming out before the end of the year. A new series of Transformers based on the concept of real mecha, in quotations. All right. Has been released, starting with the transforming robot characters Transformers. That's suggesting that there's going to be other ones in there that aren't Transformers? Is that how that reads to you? Let me read that again. A new series of Transformers based on a concept of real mecha, that's in quotations, has been released, starting with... So yeah, it's the fact that it says starting with the transforming robot characters Transformers. Starting with transforming robot characters Transformers. That the way that's written makes me think that there's going to be other things, but I can't imagine that would be the case, because that'd be weird. Mr. White said Friday the 13th. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is a mother could go on a crazy killer rampage and then have a head lopped off. For better or worse, I suppose. I hope you're doing well, though, Mr. White. It features a realistic vehicle form that resembles a real-world vehicle, as well as a robotic form that is crafted with exquisite detail, so they say. It's not fucking raw, hopefully. We strive for design from the perspective of fighting weapons and offer a wide range of customization options with a wide range of weapon parts and joints for a wide range of play, in addition to releasing color samples. What do you mean by that? T-Spark Live will also announce will announce further new information. Sounds like T-Spark Live / T-Spark Spal? T-Spal? It's S-P-A-R-L. T-Spal. Whatever. Zone Core will give us a glimpse of what's to come in the future. Okay, I'm thinking that was not meant to be italicized. I don't think that was part of their statement. I think that was a TFW thing, so that was not... Maybe I don't know. Either way, odd. Again, I would say it's disappointing that they're just in blech. For me, I look at these and I feel like the guy from Lethal Weapon 2 when Danny Glover goes to the the South African embassy, and the guy goes, "Oh, I want to go back to Africa," and he's like, "Why? You're black. You're black. It's because you're black." I like that. That was a funny scene. But yeah, it just feels like they dropped the ball, especially with one being Ironhide. Like I can see in my mind's eye a nice bright red car, or at least a nice bright red or maroon maybe, kind of heavily armored vehicle, which would look really nice. Blackout you can't really help. Blackout's just crap color scheme. Like he's gray, so you. Well, yeah, that's the best I can say with Blackout's color scheme. It's an unpainted Games Workshop mini color scheme for the most part. So I guess maybe the black's a bit more interesting for him. But then I look at the missiles and think, it would have spiced him up just a bit if the missiles were red. If the like cockpit, like the glass for that was like red as well, or blue or something, just to make him a little bit more spicy, just a pinch of color. It's like adding some seasoning to food. It's like, well, why don't we do that? Mr. White says that sounds like dodgy translate. Yeah, to be fair, it could just be badly translated as well. To be fair, I still think the designs are pretty interesting looking. I'm mildly nervous that they do say Binal Tech, because although me and Big D had reasonably nice things to say about Binal Tech, there were always figures that you were not like thrilled to transform. And that's how I always felt about Masterpiece as well. Now, granted, some people love those kind of things, so maybe they heard the term Binal Tech and they were very, very happy and very excited by what this line will offer. It's interesting to hear that the Autobots are all going to be old vehicles, but just souped up, as they say, and all the Decepticons are going to be military vehicles. Say military vehicles or say weapons? Decepticons transform into modern weapons. Not vehicles specifically, it just says modern weapons, which again could be a mistranslation, but if you want, you could maybe interpret that as a lot of different things as well, potentially, while the Autobots are heavily modified older vehicles. Which again, does that give me the hope of the heavily armored penny farthing? I hope so, because that would be sick. Mr. White says, do you think a brighter color would be the first repaint? I mean, potentially, yes. If you want to just like, yeah, I guess if you want to maximize business wise, you release the black ones first for like people who are just like, I just want to get the normal G1 colored versions, rather than the people who go, okay, I want the mold, and then I want the color scheme I like the look of more. Maybe it's a bit like that. XL Hedge says, what's that? Yeah. XL Hedge says, I had a hair just land on my tongue. Says, I missed the DNA kit for HasLab. You did. All of the DNA kits. There were 3. You missed all of them. But I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I would hope that if and when they do repaints, because I can't imagine the entire line's just going to be all black painted figures, because that would be a really lame and boring line. That would suck visually. So yeah, the first repaints might be something with a bit more wowie factor to it, I would hope. It's nice to have an update on that. Now this is a weird thing. The Transformers MPG 17 Optimus Prime style gen in hand. I actually saw a quick transformation video. I think it was on YouTube, not YouTube, Twitter, on X or whatever you want to call it, earlier on, before the show, because I was like, I usually don't watch transformation videos, but I saw this pop up and I went, oh, well, I'm going to be talking about this anyway. I may as well have a look at it. And when I saw this originally, I thought, this looks and reminds me a little bit of the very first Masterpiece figure. And then I saw the transformation video of it. And I'd say the torso area transforms a little bit similar to the original Masterpiece figure. Not 100%, but there are elements to how it transforms where I looked at it and went, this looks like it's like there's 20% of the original figure in here in terms of how bits transform. Now it's not all the same. Again, it's just like you look at it and you're like, that's kind of interesting. But I don't know what the point in this figure is, to be honest. I don't know what it's meant to fulfill in terms of a gap in a collection or a market. It looks like and it feels like, to my mind, it feels like a business thing going, well, Optimus Prime sells. Shall we do a new one? And someone went, yep. And someone went, well, what should we do? And they went, the first one again? And they went, okay, but we got better text. Okay, let's have a go at it. So it's a slightly more stylized version of the first MP Prime. The legs transform completely differently, so that's something. And he looks reasonably nice. It's just a lot of this just comes down to, I don't know why it exists. It also, for some reason, on its shoulders has like a panel that kind of sticks out backwards a little bit further than it should, with a port on it for you to peg stuff onto for whatever reason. It's a bit of an odd design choice. You can apparently get Prime's ion blaster and stick it on his forearm like you would Megatron. It's an odd choice. Or you can have it stick over his shoulder for a shoulder cannon. Okay. Okay. Again, I don't know why, but okay. It feels very much like an okay kind of figure. It does show his other accessories, but at least in the images we have here. So he's got his battle axe, he's got his ion blaster, he's got his movie blades, and I know the thing on the far left is a battle axe as well. There's an image of it all being shown. He can use all of these things, and apparently it seems like he can store them all on his back as well, I guess via these pegs and ports and whatnot. So you can tool up your Optimus Prime to be kitted out with, well, with far too much stuff. And it seems like the axe can come apart and become like a forearm shield and be held as an Energon axe as well. He obviously has a matrix of leadership because, yeah, obviously he does. Can't have an Optimus Prime figure that doesn't have one of those. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I look at it and I still don't get it. I don't understand. But it doesn't look bad. I mean, if you're vehemently against having a cartoon Optimus Prime, even if you don't like a cartoon Optimus Prime, there are so many third-party figures out there of masterpiece scaled Optimus Primes in many different styles of G1, from the classic G1 style to a cartoon G1 style to a toy G1 style, etc., etc. I don't need to tell you that. So it's like it's another one. It's another one, especially when Masterpiece, who's the official company, it's Takara doing these. There's like so many other guys you could and probably should be doing, and you're like, we better do Prime again. Even if it's a slightly tweaked version of Prime, it's like you've got so many guys you could do, and it's Optimus Prime again. Okay. Excelhead says, I guess we'll be seeing the Siege axe a lot in the future. I guess so. Because that's what the weird forearm shield thing is. It's the shield axe. We have a side by side of all of the Optimus Prime masterpieces. So you've got the original MP1. You've got the MP10 ? You've got the Anime 3.0 Optimus Prime, and then you've got this one here. I mean, this new one, the MP17, the MPG17, definitely looks like it's in the similar vein of the first one and the second one, and completely different to the third one, the animated version. So. Yeah, if you haven't gotten a Masterpiece Prime, well, you have yet another option. Remember when Hasbro actually released MPs over here in this country? And I say this country, I mean the West, We didn't get all of them. We got Optimus Prime and we got Starscream, and we didn't get Megatron for obvious reasons. But and Grimlock, and Grimlock, and then that was it. It's like, oh, okay, all right, fair enough. XL Head says 4 Optimus, 3 Megatrons, 3. I thought there was, you have the first one with the weird pin in his groin, which would break. You have the more new animated version. What was the other one? What was the third one? XL Hedge. 2 Rodimise? Really? You have 2 Rodimuses? I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't remember them. I know we've had a Hot Rod, but a Rodimus? I don't remember. I pay very little attention to the Masterpiece line. But yes, still 0 Galvatrons. Who likes Galvatron? Not me, says Takara Tomy. A villain that's not Megatron, he won't sell. Oh, how ridiculous. So Transformer Swapicons are a thing. They are, I guess, like Micromasters, kind of, but lame. Okay, to be fair, Swapicons, if I was a kid, I think I'd probably enjoy these, but they're a little worse, I'd say, than the original Micromaster line. So these are, if you imagine the original Micromaster Combiner teams, where they were 2 little robots that mushed together to make a vehicle. There are a few different teams here. Is there a team list? Or do I have to? Okay, so we got the Swapicons, Double Punch and Scorponok combined into a Scorpion. What a shock! Sorry, 2 Megatrons. Okay, thank you, XL Hedge. I thought I was going crazy for a second. I was like, I didn't think there was another one. Another Swapicon set is Ironhide and Ratchet, who make an ambulance. Why wouldn't you do? I mean, apart from the easiness sake, I would have done Ratchet and First Aid personally. That's what I would have done. And Swapicons, Rhinox and Backstop, which combine together to make a Rhino. So for the Double Punch, I will say I like the. Are these prints for the robot faces, or are they molded? I think they might be stickers, but I'm not entirely sure. If they're molded, the molds for the face are really good and expressive and look pretty interesting. They're very characterful. But in terms of what these do to transform, you push the heads seemingly into the bodies, and then you just stick them together. And then for the Scorpion, you stick the tail on the butt. See what I mean by the kind of Micromasters, but worse because they don't do anything. At least with a Micromaster back in the day, you'd flip the legs out and then flip the car roof over the head, and they were done, and they'd have like little movie arms. So there was a bit more here than this. The Scorponok mode, yeah, it looks a bit more like a sausage because it's a bit too long. Let's have a look at the other ones. Oh, yes, the Swapicons obviously can mush with the other Swapicons for obvious reasons. Oh, God. Ironhide, his face is horrific, and Ratchet looks like he's really looking forward to dealing with people who are dying. It's very slightly scary. It's for Autobots, for heroic characters. They look slightly deranged. It works for Scorponok and for Double Punch, because they're bad guys, but for the Autobots, you maybe should have given them a bit more of a stoic look, I guess. And again, they form a Ratchet ambulance. I guess their arms can pop out on the sides. They're on little hinges, but nothing crazy. Yeah, that's a little bit scary. Oh, wait, I zoom in at the faces. I think they're stickers for the face. I think they're stickers. Rather than them being molded. That would be better if they were molded. And then Rhinox and Backstop. Oh, because they're both rhinos. Okay, Backstop from Galaxy Force. Okay. These ones look a bit better. They look a bit more jolly. Less evil. Less deranged. And the rhino they make looks a bit more like a hippo, I would say. These are cute for kids, I guess. But I wouldn't say they've got that cool factor. I think Micromasters had a cool factor to them. Well, these are played off as way more of a, ooh, look at these cute gag toys. Ooh, aren't they cute? Kids love cute things. I'm like, well, if you're making toys for boys, generally you want to make something that's cool. I would argue, you know, boys' toys, especially in the 80s and 90s, were made to look cool rather than ooh, isn't that cute? It was either it needed to look cool or it needed to be gross. These don't hit the gross mark. I mean, some of them almost do. They don't hit the other one. Exelhead says, of course, backstop is the butt face. Well, they are going off the original design, but I see what you mean. He is also the ass of the rhino, even though to me it definitely looks like a hippo. So Swapicons, I wouldn't say it's there, personally. I bet you they could make Micromasters, but they don't. Like good Micromasters for a cheap price point, but they don't. So here's a oh no, chat. Here's a thing. So More Than Meets the Eye collection, Optimus Prime and Megatron. The things are up live. These are both leader class figures of the Studio Series Optimus Prime, who was a commander, so this is technically cheaper because he doesn't come with his trailer. And the Studio Series Megatron, who's Megatron, but they're not repaints. They are slightly resculpted new figures to be the fucked up versions of them from the battle scene at the beginning of the Transformers movie. So you got fucked up Megatron and you got fucked up Prime. So what's new on them? Prime's abdomen area. You also get a rock spike, which I don't know why it's colored to look metal-ish. I guess it would have been metalish. Maybe I wouldn't have colored it metallic-y color because it wasn't metallic-y in the movie, but you can peg that into a big old port in Prime's ab area for when he gets stuck, shanked. Prime's also got new boobs with cracks in them, and he's got a new fucked up head. Megatron has a fucked up chest and a fucked up face, and that's it. I think. Don't see anything else about them particularly that's new. Megatron comes with the gun. He comes with the gun that he uses to shoot Rodimus. So I think I can't remember. I want to say that when we did the podcast last time, not last time, but when we did the podcast in the past, somebody mentioned, it might have been Exelhedge, to be honest, might have mentioned, why didn't the Studio Series Megatron come with the gun that he used to shoot Hot Rod with? Well, this is the reason, because they wanted to do a slight retool to resell the same figure again to you. It looks like the bottom of his legs are colored differently to the original release as well, the Megatron, I mean. They look like to be colored gray versus what they were colored for the previous release version of Megatron. That's interesting. Odd, but interesting, because the original figure had like the bluish kind of shins, didn't he? These are just gray. So that's odd. Is it? I think the fusion cannon is the same, though. It looks the same. It still turns into the shitty dog shit tank mode. And is there anything new on the Prime? I don't think so. I think, there's a paint app on the shoulder for another crack look for it, but it doesn't look like that is changed at all either way. Exelhead says, at least Prime is a leader price this time, unlike the Skybound Prime. That's true. That's true. But I guess if you wanted to pay leader price point for Prime, it's kind of sucks that you have to get the fucky wucky, oh no, I'm dying looked version of him, but that's a fair point. Exelhead says it's metal, it's a shot. Yeah, I know it's a shot of Autobot City, but it's not colored in the movie to look metallic, because it would stick out. Otherwise, everything would be colored to be metallic. So why? And the figures aren't colored to look metallic either. So why should the shard of Autobot City be colored metallic? I realize the silver on Prime's face is colored like that, but it seems odd. It seems a little odd. If you look at Megatron, what's metallic on Megatron? Nothing. Why isn't Megatron metallic? He's silver. Because they knew that, that's not how it worked. It's just odd. Yes, that gun that killed Prime. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So, yeah. It feels like a weird repaint / retool. It's a way of squeezing out a bit more money from people. I I wouldn't want to buy these figures personally. I don't need a fucky wucky version of Prime and Megatron in my collection for £50 each. That's £100. If you've got the previous ones, that's what, like, I think Commanders are like they're either 80 and we'll say they're 80. I'm pretty sure they're more 90, but we'll say 80. So 80. We've got 100, 150. That's £230 for all of these. For these 4 leader figures, who are practically the same. That's a lot. That obviously translate that into dollars for the Americans, and you can be even more horrified by the pricing. To me, that's that. If you want these, cool, rock and roll. I always feel bad for people that feel the need to collect every single thing, but for me, this would very, very easily be a no. I'm gonna super duper skip that. Interesting idea, but Cyberworld Power Spark Bumblebee first look plus Energon Surge branding. So this is a very short story, but it says coming to us from various TIFF board members is what seems to be our first look at the Cyber Power Spark Bumblebee figure with the following details. And this is the really interesting stuff, so hold on to your shorts. Transformers TRA Cyberworld Power Spark Bumblebee in brackets G2451 end brackets. There's a big old number which I'm not going to read, and then it says, it says $54.99 US dollar dues ETA July. That's interesting. So it is big. Oh, it is a big figure. I'm guessing this is a lights and sounds kind of Bimblebee. Okay. Oh. I'm trying to... Okay, so it shows Transformers Energon Surge, and then it shows Bumblebee, who's almost transforming into a weird hybrid version of G1 and movie Camaro Bumblebee. So he's got the door wings. Yeah, this is a weird mix between standard G1 Bumblebee and then design aesthetics from the movie version. That's odd. But then this Power Surge Bumblebee, we don't get a great look at, to be fair. We only kind of see it from an angle and not straight on. It seems to be standard Bumblebee, but I'm guessing it's big with lights and sounds, question mark? XL Head says, this Megatron is coming out again for reformatted. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Why not do it in purple? Why not do the fucky wucky Megatron in purple? And then, if you can be bothered, do a little bit of cross-hatching on it. That's a good point. That's a good point, XL Hedge. I will give them credit to a point. I did think the new sculpted Megatron head look kind of gross because they've actually sculpted like his saliva coming out of his mouth, so it looks like he's just drooling like viscous goo from his mouth. It's a look. It's a look. We've all wiped off viscous goo from our mouths in the past before, chat. You have. So have I. Everybody's done it. And XL Hedge also says Prime for the gray sleep mode. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I could see maybe they won't do it as a main release. I can't remember how they do the More Than Meets the Eye releases, but I can see that as maybe an exclusive, maybe a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, maybe something like that. I could see that. We have official Evergreen, which is always really exciting. Evergreen Transformers key art for a couple of characters. So as you know, the Evergreen designs are these designs that are just pooped out every now and again. Read the comments from Daniel Egan, the guy that drew them, the artist. Transformers Evergreen key art, collaborating with Hasbro as part of a larger Yellow Fly team. I don't know what that means. I helped bring several Transformer characters to life through key art for the Transformers Evergreen series. Our team created distinct poses and models for Hasbro to use in their Evergreen key art. There are just some examples of models and poses we created here. This project was a great study in robotic and vehicle characterization and creation. Seeing our poses and models come to life through post-production was truly a rewarding experience. Well, that's nice. And then we have images of, I'll just read the list. Grimlock, RC, Mirage, Shockwave, Wheeljack, Soundwave, The Matrix, The Allspark, and Energon cubes. So then we just have images, which I don't, like, have these all been used? Or I guess maybe these might be used in the future. But yeah, there they are. The artwork's actually quite nice, to be honest. And the designs aren't bad either. It's just, yep. There you go. If you want to have a look at them, go and check on them on TFW, or you can go through the ArtStation account, which is artstation.com/artwork/5W3P38. That'll take you to the Grimlock image, and you can have a look at the stuff from there. So that's a thing. Okie dokie. Well, sticking with evergreen designs, there's the first look at the Authentics, which are the really basic Transformers. Alpha Elita 1 figure. Elita 1 is a new mold and is shown in her packaging, which displays her robot mode and car mode. As with the other figures, she is based on the evergreen design, who we've just talked about. And then they show a couple of the other ones, the Optimus Prime and the Bimblebee. Let's have a better look at the Elita 1. Elita 1 transforms in 8 steps. Could you make this 8-step transformer a Micromaster? I think you probably could. But well, I don't think this, like, if you beefed out the back of the legs a bit more and gave this a bit better articulation, it's not an awful design. I think it's a fairly solid looking design. She has very, 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 very tiny little feet, though. Dainty, I think, is what we would have called her feet in the past. Very dainty little feet. The car mode's reasonably nice as well. Future weird car mode thing. That looks all right. I'm guessing the lighting is the thing that's making her look more peach than pink. She has 2 types of pink on her. She has like a very fleshy pink, I guess you'd go with. Yeah, let's go with fleshy peachy pink. And she also has just like RC pinky pink as well. Very RC color scheme, oddly enough. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, this line is just very, very basic, very easy to transform. It says 6+, but you could probably give this to a 5-year-old as well, to be honest. Very basic Transformers. There you go. There's the thing. More Cyberworld stuff. I should have ordered these a bit better. Cyberworld, Cyber Changes, Optimus Prime, and Arachnid descriptions. So we have a description. This is coming to people, I'll say us as well, from Amazon. So this is what the description, these are yet to be revealed. So this is just rumors and speculation, I suppose, but highly paid sources. Cyber Changes, Optimus Primal, 2-in-1 figurine, not toy, figurine. This articulated Transformers action figure can transform from a robot to a truck toy in 4 easy steps. Optimus Primal. From a robot to a truck. Huh. I guess the proverb of truck not monkey has fully came to. RC Magnus toy when? Never. Never. Quick change from robot to truck. Again, it says truck, not monkey. The 4-step transformation is easy. Is so easy that it's so easy that children can do it themselves because children are stupid. Great for kids who love fidget toys. Okay. I wish it wouldn't be described like that, but I get it. I get it. 10 centimeter tall, 10 centimeter large robot action figures. In robot mode, the movable Optimus Prime figure is 10 centimeters tall. Okay, I think you covered that with the first part of it, but fair enough. Gorilla Truck mode. Fans can create exciting adventures with Transformers figures in truck mode. This mode is inspired by a gorilla. What does that mean? Is it like a gorilla truck? What do you mean? What do you mean? Let's read it again. Gorilla Truck mode. Fans can recreate exciting adventures with the Transformers figure in truck mode. This mode is inspired by a gorilla. So yeah, it's a monkey truck. Okay. Well, that answers that. Complete your own Cyberworld. All Cyberworld Transformers toys work together, each sold separately, of course. Subject to availability. Fuck off. Children's age 6 up and up can thus forge new alliances, stage an epic battle, and live out every imaginable story. And yeah, I suppose you can't imagine unimaginable stories. They're unimaginable. They are literally not imaginable. So the next bit. Quickly convert a 2-in-1 arachnid figure. The movable Transformers action figure can be transformed into a robot spider in 4 steps. The transform is so easy that even you can do it, old person. You who doesn't know anything about Transformers, you can do it. You can do it for the child, hopefully. Upgrade with a convertible hammer. The hammer comes with pincers and has 2 fantastic modes. The hammer comes with pincers and it has 2 fantastic modes. I mean, the hammer has 2 fantastic modes? Or Arachnid has 2 fantastic modes. It can be attached to the figure in both robot mode and beast mode. 10 centimeters tall. Robot is 10 centimeters tall. Fans can create exciting adventures with the spider mode. Blah, blah, blah. Unmentionable stories. Okay. So there you go. XLHead says, I mean, Megatron is a bull. Why can't Prime? No. It's not Prime. This is Primal. Because Optimus Prime already exists. So this is a separate character. Optimus Primal will transform into a monkey truck. Yeah. That's why it's weird. But okay. I know it says these are the 4-step Transformers. So I don't know if are they the same ones as the Bull Megatron? Because I know some of the Cyberworld stuff is like Prime is across most of the multiple ranges. Yeah, Bull Megatron's only in one of the ranges, and I think Grimlock's only in one of the ranges as well. So, there you go. Well, that's something to munch on, if you're in a munching mood. Good news, everyone, potentially. Age of the Primes, leader Liege, Maximo, and Voyager Nexus Prime, who's not a penis, which is good. So, we have a very heavily redesigned or reinterpreted version of Nexus Prime, of Liege Maximo. As if anybody remembers the design that Alex Milne did for him, he did not look like this, nor did the next design that we saw for Liege Maximo. So this is a very different look. He transforms into a... you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit, and you do have to squint a little bit. The vehicle mode reminds me a little bit of the alien spaceship, the bad guy alien spaceship from Galaxy Quest. It's not 1-to-1, and it's only a little bit, but it reminds me a little bit of that. And then he transforms into a weird robot mode, which, like I say, doesn't look anything like the Liege Maximos we've had before. It does have the horns. The horns are not part of the helmet design. They're behind the head. He does have lots of spikes on his shoulders and his actual head. And then he has 2 even more prominent horns on his back as well. It's a odd design, that's for sure. I've just not really connected with a lot of these Age of the Prime figures. I really haven't. They just don't do a lot for me. It's nice he's green, I suppose. I wish we had better photos of his face for the details so we could see that a little bit better. Nexus Prime has a fairly simplistic robot mode. He looks like he should be a deluxe rather than a Voyager. He looks like a pretender. You know the vehicle pretenders that you get? Or you got? He looks like one of them. I'm trying to think of who specifically transforms like. It looks, I'm sure it'll be more involved than this, but from robot mode to vehicle mode, his vehicle mode looks very, very similar to how... Oh, fuck, who was it? In my mind, I can see him. Road Grabber. He looks like Road Grabber. Pretender, the vehicle Pretender, the Decepticon vehicle Pretender. Because it looks like, I'm sure you do more than this, because his vehicle mode is basically just a square. Sorry, a rectangle. His robot mode is a rectangle with a nose cone jutted out the front of it. So it's very not. It does again doesn't look very cool, and it's not like you can go with the excuse of, oh, it doesn't do a lot of transforming. I'm sure it does a decent amount of transforming. But again, I look at this and kind of go, but I know for a fact. Well, we can see here that I guess the reason why he doesn't do a lot of transforming is because he is a torso piece for the combiner figures. So if you want to scramble city eyes, these guys, you can use, I guess, the waist area of Superion. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think it shows you using the waist joint. No, it doesn't show you him using the waist joint for Menasor. So I'm guessing that can't be done. But then he's got limbs from like Bruticus, well, 3 Combaticons, and then 1 aerial bot, I assume. And then you can just make him a torso piece. I do think the torso piece looks decent. It looks decent. I like the head design. It's a little bit Victorian, a little bit. Not super, but a little bit. I guess this is like this is why his robot mode and vehicle mode are like, his robot mode is generic robot man. Like, you look at it and he's 1,000% a background character in terms of design. And then, as I say, the vehicle mode is just like, it's a nothing burger. It's just like, you'll enjoy it if you're a kid because you can pretend to swoosh it around. But as an adult, it's got too much of a flying brick look to it. You know, when you look at Scourge and the sweeps, they're flying soap bars, but they're weird space sleek flying soap bars because they've got that curve to them. Makes it a little bit more believable. Where this is just it is literally a rectangle. If I showed you this image at a distance, and I asked you, do you think this, and you didn't know what the figure was originally, and I said, do you think this figure is a cassette bot or a Voyager? I think the question would make you go, oh, it's a Voyager because it looks way too much like a cassette, especially from a distance. If you were not super close to it, you go, yeah, that has to be a cassette bot just because of the weird shape it is, or the basic shape that it is. So again, more primes that don't do a lot for me. I know there are people out there who are loving the primes, and I'm very, very happy for them. But I look at it and I go, I'm not quite sold on it. Liege Maximo, not the design that we're used to. Transforms into I guess it's an interesting ship design. I guess it's a ship. It almost looks like a head as well. Like, you could see this as a head. Like, maybe this bit here, the silver piping is an eye, and the weird missile launcher in the front of it is like a mouth opening up, and the horns just frame the head. I don't know, chat. I'm not entirely sold on these. I think you can probably tell. I'm looking at them going, I'll give it to them. They're trying something new, so that's good, you know. That's where I go with. I'm also mildly concerned because of how many spikes there are on the Liege Maximo. How much of that is going to be rubber? Or potentially rubber? Because there's no way that the big horns, like on the back of this figure, there's no way they're hard plastic. There's no way. They're way too sharp for Hasbro for today. There ain't no possible way they ain't rubber. Ain't no way. And I'm pretty sure that the shoulder pads might be rubberized as well. Or at least a softer plastic, just because, again, how many points are on them. Same for the horns behind his head. That should be part of the helmet. They're quite thin, or thinner than the big ones on the back. So I'm like, again, probably put those as like slightly rubberized as well. Again, because like those small ones poke out the top of the quote unquote vehicle mode as well. XL Head says we don't say that name. We said Megatron. That's true. That's fair. I did say Victorian because the colors on that head were more Victorian than they were Megatronia, but that's a fair point. I don't know. Chat, are you loving these? Are you like, yeah, they're fine? Where does this range for you in terms of excitement? From a 1 to a 10, like 10 being I'd rather kill myself than have these figures, which hopefully no. I'm not at a 1. And 10 would be like I'm shitting my pants. I'm shaking and shitting. I can't wait for these. I'm gonna come. For me, I'd probably rate myself at a like. Well, 5 would be apathy. 5 would be I don't care. How about 6? I'd go with for myself a 6 out of 10. I'm in the category of like, yeah, it's okay. That's why I'd rate a 6 out of 10 for these in terms of excitement. Like 6 out of 10, like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not like crazy for them. I'm not super against. I'm not ambivalent towards them. I'm just, yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I think they could be improved, but yeah, whatever. Last bit of news, unless anything else has popped up. Let's have a quick checkery doodah day. Last bit of news is that on March the 13th to March the 15th, Stanbush will be going to TFCon in Los Angeles. So if you want to see the man who did all the, well, not all the fun songs, but he did the big songs for Transformers the movie and lots of other things, you can go see him there. Let's double check this. XL Head says, at least I can see Liege being repainted. Being repainted, being those Unicron worshippers from the Marvel G1 comic. Oh, yeah, that could be fairly interesting. You didn't rate him, though, Axel Hedge. What do you rate him out of 10 for your excitement meter? I need to know how jazzed you are. How sexually excited are you by this figure? Like 10? Are you shaking and shitting? Are you 0? Are you shaking and shitting but in rage? where on the scale are you, Axel Hedge? Or anybody in chat? But yeah, that's all the Transformers news for this week. So I guess I can talk about what I've been up to for the past 2 weeks or so, give or take. Let's turn that off because I can bring up images of the things I've done. Things I've done. So, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I have been reading Gundam: The Origin, the manga, the retelling of the 0087 series of the original Gundam stuff, which was slightly adapted into the Gundam Origin movie. There are 2 versions of the manga that you can get. You can get the watercolor hardback version, which is the more expensive version, or you can buy the big, the deluxe version, which apparently are bigger and they have more in them. They have more of the issues in them. I went for the fancier covered one because I thought the hardcovers were really nice. I went for those ones. And I've read it, and it's good. It's good. The additions they add to the Gundam stuff, the Gundam show that wasn't in the original show, I think are pretty interesting. So I've been reading that and being like, I have chosen the more expensive route, but I much prefer it. In a sense, I prefer it in a sense. I don't prefer it from a monetary standpoint. I prefer it from a visual standpoint, if you know what I mean. So I've been enjoying that. And that will be the first volume that we do for the show with me and Gruff for Moonbase 2 when we run out of the toy lines to talk about. So that'll be what we do talk about. XL Head says that Liege rating meh. Is that the same for Nexus as well? Is Nexus a meh? So that's meh was a 6 out of 10. Would you say the same for Nexus, or would you say something different for the Nexus? Tell me. So what else have I been doing? I've been doing Gundam model kits and Armored Core model kits. So let me see if I can find the images of them. I picked up the Milk Tooth. If you remember that suit from Armored Core 4. I've built him. Let's see if I can get an image of it up because I am flailing. Milk Tooth. It's the what do you call it? The construction one, the yellow construction one, comes with the gigantic chainsaw. It comes with a very big gun. It comes with a missile launch, and a big cannon gun for its extra accessory weapons. The quality of the plastic for it was really nice. It needs panel lining, as a lot of these things do. And if you want to dirty it up more, again, it could really do with that. One thing that I didn't know about this was I assumed Milktooth was just brown and yellow. But I was wrong. For some reason, which I didn't know, the arms are a yellowy green. To the point, not to the point where, like, from a distance, you don't really notice it next to the yellow. Your brain just kind of goes, oh, it's yellow like the rest of the suit, the rest of the torso. It's like, no, no, no. Very slightly green for some reason, which kind of surprised me. I guess that's what it just looked like in the show. I really like the design of this. It's very industrial, very chunky. It's got pincers for hands rather than hands. Odd thing, the chainsaw, which in the game, the chainsaw blade would either slide out or would swing out. I can't remember if it swung or if it deployed in a different way. But instead of it being one piece where you could just move the chainsaw blade out from the holster, you get two versions of the mold. You have the holstered version when it's not being used to attack, and you have the deployed version where it's being used to attack, which I thought was weird because I would have thought there would be less plastic to use if you just made a contraption so it allowed it to slide up and down or swivel, and lock into place. I thought it would have been less plastic, thus saving them money, than doing two whole things, because these are quite big. These are quite big weapon units. But some reason, they did it, and they've done it with the other kit that I'm going to be talking about as well. Where's the version of the chainsaw deployed? Come on. Show me it deployed. There's the deployed version. See, it's two big pieces, extra pieces. You double effectively the parts that you did for the original chainsaw. It's neat. It's really good quality. Holds together really well and nicely. So I'd recommend it. I also got what's this one called? The Open Faith, which is the other big kit from Armored Core. Another big kit from Armored Core. One thing I will mention about the Armored Core kits, which I didn't notice about Armored Core, a lot of the cores have, or the mechs, all have really tiny heads. Like, I didn't notice it until I started building these and went, holy shit, their heads are teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikinis. But this one's, again, a really good suit. It's a really good model kit build. Like the legs being as thick as they are. I thought the legs would come together and only be a few pieces, but they're not. There's a lot of layers and building to go up around these gigantic shin pieces. So they feel really kind of dense and heavy. It gives this unit a good kind of heft and weight to it, again, which is really nice. It comes with the lance. It comes with the weird giant backpack sniper rifle, and then I can't remember what the other one is as well, and then like a little pistol. The weapons I didn't care for as much. The lance is quite nice, but I like the overall mech suit design for the Open Faith. Also, it being in just like black and a dark purple, again looks pretty cool. It's again like I'm gonna probably try and pick up more of the Armored Core kits because they all just feel good. All of them are a really interesting build. They all have a really good look to them. And I really enjoyed Armored Core 4. I kind of wish there were more Armored Core kits out. There's just not a lot, and it feels like they only pump out a few of them each year, and they also do like weapon packs, and some of the weapon packs are just the Armored Core that had those weapons, and they went, well, if you don't want that Armored Core, here's the weapon pack, maybe you want that. Or if you basically want doubles, because they only send, if you want two lance, well, you can only have one lance deployed. But if you want two of the pistols or two of the sniper rifle cannon things, the only way to get two of them would be to buy the kit twice, which is not optimal, unless you just want to repaint the parts and use them as something else. So you should be able to just get those separately. So that's another thing to do. But yeah, these kits are good. I'd recommend them. They're fun. And like I say, I want to pick up more. I want to pick up the quadruped, the four-legged one, because I remember specifically playing the Armored Core 1 demo. I can't remember if it was on a demo where it was on a demo disc. I don't remember if it was on a PlayStation demo disc or if it was on a demo disc from another game. But I remember always being like, I want the tank tread legs or I want the quadruped legs because they looked cool. I didn't know how Armored Core worked, and I couldn't be fucking bothered to learn about the weight distribution or any shit like that. But I liked those legs because it was weird. It was different. I hadn't seen anything really like that before from robots. So I was like, okay, cool. That stuff. So that's why I want that. XL Hedge says, Nexus, I'd be more interested if he had a combiner body mode of his own, aka the commander class, but I will be picking him up on a sale. That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I think sale price for him is fair because he's fairly dull looking otherwise, at least in my opinion. So that's good to know. In terms of other Gundam kits I picked up, I'm gonna have to find the images of them, so just hang on un momento. I won't show you Char's Zaku. I got the revived Char's Zaku, which I don't know if I've actually got in a box somewhere else. That's a mild concern that I've already got him in a box somewhere. If I do, I guess I can use one of them for like fodder for like trying painting on kits for, etc., etc. So that's something I potentially could do. That might be a good idea. It's a good kit. It's very expressive. It's very posable. I do find it a little bit awkward to get his machine gun because of the stock and his bazooka again because of how long the bazooka is. Trying to get them into poses can be a little bit on the fiddly side, I find, personally. And what was the other one? Yes, it was a Gundam Witch from Mercury kit. Now, I don't like Gundam Witch from Mercury. I thought the anime was pretty crap. It was pretty, but it wasted a lot of its time. But I did like the design of this suit, which was called the Schwarzwatzetter. It's the white and gray one that has the big sword, that the big sword can also turn into wings. I like the fact it's got this big circle around the head. I like the color scheme of white and black with these kind of the psycho frame. It's probably not psycho frame, but that kind of design aesthetic going in underneath the clear part I thought was really nice. And then more so than anything, the gimmick of the big thick boy sword that then breaks apart when we get there, breaks apart into wing pieces, and then also leaves you with a smaller katana piece. And then these wing pieces can be sewed in multiple ways on the back to give him like different wing styles and wing shapes. It's a very fun, playable kit with a lot of different things you can do with it. Obviously, it needs to be panel-lined just to bring out the extra detail and stuff, but I really like it. I think it's a great kit. It holds together well. The QC on it is fantastic, and it made me go, okay, let's have a look at some other Witch from Mercury kits to pick up. And unfortunately, you know what? The ones I think look the coolest are P Bandai. Because go fuck myself. I can't ever like the cheap ones, can I? No, sirree. I have to like the ones that are more expensive and difficult to get. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Egg on my fucking face. Isn't it always the way? And the other thing that I got as well... Oh, that's Build Fighters. That's not the universe century that I'm looking for. It was... Ooh. The Gundam Maxa. I know what it's called. Gundam Maxa from Neo America. Chimney Crockett's. I've built him up as well. And America would be proud with this football boxing champ Gundam design. I do have an issue with it, though. The chest piece is held on by friction because it's a transformable suit where you pull off pieces to turn him into the boxer mode. There's the chest coming off so you can see his chesticle. The piece is held on by friction. I wish there were some pegs or some slots, even if it messed with the... let's just call it the naked yellow chest. Even if it was to mess with the design here with a few slots, I would have preferred that just to give the football chest piece just more a better point to secure itself on. I think that would have been a bit nicer personally. Also, It's neat that he comes with a surfboard because America is boiled down to. To be fair, this hits a lot of America. If you ask me, he has American football, he has boxing, he has an American surfboard, and he also has revolvers. That's pretty fucking America to me. It was a fun kit to build. There's some issues with like the hips not articulating as much as I'd like them to, but he comes with a decent amount of stuff. He also comes with an action base, just like the Gundam Rose did. It's good. It's a great kit. Fun kit. I want to buy more Gundam kits at the moment because I'm finding them very fun to build at the momento. Haven't been up to anything else. Been watching Gundam Wing. It's fun to go through that show again. And I think that's been about it. Oh, I've been playing Slay the Spire on Steam, Slay the Spire. Really good game. It's a game? Really good game. It's a roguelite deck builder. So I'd say the art style's a little bit on the soft side for my personal taste. As you go through, you unlock more cards and you try and get to the end. Sometimes you get fucked over. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have like, ooh, I've got the perfect build, and then you get fucked right by the end. So I'm really enjoying this. If you haven't played it, it is only, I thought it'd be cheaper. It's £19, but I'm sure you can get it cheaper on a sale. Or you can wait for Slay the Spire 2, which is out in March, I'm told. Which I'll probably do, to be honest, because I've been thoroughly impressed by this. It's a very like one more run kind of game. So it's got that fun factor to it, I feel. And I'm also playing at the moment on streaming Man Eater. The fairly simplistic game where you play as a shark going around eating people. It's fine. How much is it? Oh yeah, don't pay full price. Don't pay £33 for that. No. You want to buy this on a good solid sale. It's fun, but there's not a lot of like when you start playing the game, you've pretty much experienced the whole game. Like the gameplay doesn't really change. You bite things, you jump at things. And that's about it. There's not a lot of gameplay. And the announcer doesn't shut the fuck up. He just keeps fucking talking. It's reasonably fun. It's just there's not a lot to it, is how I would describe it, you know? You'll play and be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And it's perfectly fine. Yeah, so that's all I've really been up to over these past... I don't know, 2 weeks or so, because I don't talk about myself on the toy show, because by the time we wrap up, it's wrap up the show, it's time to go. So thanks everybody for coming on by. Speaking of the toy show, we will be back next week with Big D to talk about toys. I can't remember what we'll be talking about. Oh, it's the stuff that's after Reveal the Shield, isn't it? No, we'll be talking about Reveal the Shield next week. And then bits after, because there probably won't be enough for the whole show, so maybe a bit after that as well. We'll be doing that next week. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can find us here on a Sunday at 9:30 in the evening. You can join us on YouTube and on Twitch, like the lovely people here tonight. Thank you once again, everybody, for joining us. It's ccbunker.weebly.com. You can find us there. I am, of course, Decayed Andy. Thank you all very much for coming on by, and we will see you guys next week for a new episode of the Moonbase 2 podcast. Goobly boobles! Yeah.